My name is Kade Leavell, and I am Director of Boise Classical Academy. So important and so ingrained in our message is the fact that we're looking for what is good and true and beautiful. And what is good and true and beautiful should point to a single entity, and that entity is a person, and that person is Jesus Christ.
I think the purpose of an education in the classical tradition has always been to equip somebody to live the good life. And a school like this can focus on something, a basic foundation to say God is good, love is good, fellowship is good, right? And we start taking these pieces and say, what does it look like to live a life in which we can honor God, honor our neighbor, love our neighbor.
One important factor about Boise Classical Academy is training these students to go on to the next thing. And sometimes schools are focused on training them for university, some of them are focused on a trade or something like that. But Boise Classical Academy is focused on creating lifelong learners.
They're taught to think, they're taught to analyze, they're taught to be critical of the ideas in our culture, and they're taught to come up with solutions themselves. We enrolled our youngest son at Boise Classical Academy his first year of high school. We found his education to be so far superior to anything that the other kids received in the public school system.
Public education could have been co-opted to make industrial workers, and so as long as people were obedient and able to do one task and just stay focused, sit in your seat and be quiet, right? That's problematic. What if we took those boxes and those frameworks off and said, let's do school differently? What would be an ideal education? And that's really been the heart of Boise Classical Academy.
We have a small class size. The teachers are able to get to know students personally. If a student's struggling, I know why they're struggling, and I can get involved in being part of the solution for them.
Once students feel like there's not an ulterior motive, they're not just a product in the assembly line, they're a human being, we're seeing them for who they are as a unique person, suddenly education doesn't feel like a chore anymore.
One aspect that sets Boise Classical Academy aside from other places is that everyone, from teachers to office administration, they are searching for answers to the deeper questions in life. And part of that is as they read hard texts, as they look at these classical materials, they are learning and they're bringing their information before the students and wrestling with that information as well. They are all learning together.
I love teaching a subject that I don't know all the answers to, because I get to show students, hey, I'm learning this with you guys. It feels like a relational experience, and that's how it's supposed to be.
We are very reliant upon donations from the community.
Parents, from grandparents, from people who are interested in the school, people who follow our ideals very closely.
Boise Classical Academy is a private school, meaning that we don't accept government funding. We want to be independent of government funding so that we have the freedom to teach what we think ought to be taught, regardless of regulation. Donations are important for us then, so that we can ensure that this is an affordable education for families. We never want to have to turn a family away because they can't afford tuition.
Many of our students are not finding public school an option, and private school costs are very high.
Boise Classical Academy offers a scholarship program to families that need assistance with paying tuition. We never want to turn a family away that simply because they cannot afford tuition.
When we have donations from the community, we're able to involve technology in the classroom, we're able to take the students on field trips, and we're able to provide them with things that we wouldn't normally have.
When you donate to Boise Classical Academy, you're donating not just to teacher salaries or to scholarship funds, which those are extremely important, but focusing on individual students and their needs. On behalf of the office, the administration, the board, the teachers, and myself, thank you so much for your generous donation. It is appreciated. Get ready, world, for the next generation of students from Boise Classical Academy.